everyone, it's Sarah, and I got a writing video for you today. Okay, so there's this kind of new thing going around called Authortube, and it's pretty awesome. It's basically what I've been trying to do for a while with Writetube, in that it's just videos about writing. I know, Tamara and Sarah Ella and I and a couple other people have been making, Writetube videos for a while. A lot of people have been making videos about writing for a while, but we just have not got it together with using one consistent hashtag. So I've noticed a lot of people using the hashtag Authortube lately, and there's even an Authortube Newbie Tag going around, so I thought I would do it. Question 1, how did you find out about Authortube? So like I said, I've been doing kind of writing videos for a while and using hashtag Writetube, but then Tamara Woods invited me to a Facebook group called Authortubers, or Authortube, or something like that, and that was the first time I ever heard of it, and that was the first time I saw that, hey, there's all these other people making videos about writing, and it's really easy to find them now, so I was pretty excited. Question 2, what genres do you write in? I tend to write urban fantasy or contemporary. Usually it's like kind of magical realism, where it's mostly realistic, but there's some element of something otherworldly. Even I've written plays that take place, in the real world and are realistic, but the way that I tell this story always has like some kind of dreamy, surreal sort of thing going on. Question 3, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? Well, I write a lot of different things. I write plays, which don't really have a point of view because it's, everybody has the audience's point of view. But when I'm writing fiction, I really like writing young adult. That's probably what I've been writing the most of lately. I do write some like middle grade children's fiction, and I've written some adult like literary fiction before. But I'm really big into the young adult fiction right now, and I would say my favorite tense and point of view, I think first person present tense is like the most exciting to write in, because things are kind of unfolding as the story happens. But sometimes that's not the best tense or point of view for the story, so I think it just depends on what the story is and what the best point of view or tense is for that. Question 4, are you a plotter, pantser, or plantser? I've never heard that before, but I'm gonna go with plantser. I usually start out with kind of like a vague idea, and then I start writing, and then I get like 50 to 100 pages in, and I usually, at that point, make like a reverse outline. And then I usually end up changing all kinds of things. So when I do come up with like a more formal plan from the beginning, I never stick to it. So I don't know, a little bit of both. Question 5, are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? Sort of all three. I have a couple things that are self-published, like a very short YA novella and a writing craft book. I will leave a link to that down below in case you want to check that out. That's called the 30-Day Writing Challenge. Then I have a play that's published and a book of poems that's published. Both of those are published with kind of indie publishers. One young adult novel that landed me a literary agent. That was on submission for a while, but it never sold. So my agent and I are shelving it for a bit, and we're going to revisit it later. And then I have a new novel that she is about to submit to publishers probably early 2017. So fingers crossed with that. Question 6, what publishing company, literary agent, and or printing company are you represented by or use? If you're not published yet, what is your dream publishing house and or literary agent? My literary agent is Marie Brown, and she is amazing. Like, she really just understands what I'm trying to do with my writing, and she's so positive and encouraging and uplifting. I actually got the opportunity to meet her in person when I was in New York last year, and I left, we had a lunch meeting, and I left, and I was just like, everything is great, and she just makes me feel better about life and writing and the world. So the two indie publishers that I'm published with plays and poems are Youth Plays and Virgo Gray Press. And as far as young adult fiction goes, I would absolutely love to be published by Algonquin or Scholastic. Question 7. What Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? Well, I actually have a playlist of all the writing videos that I've done, so you can check that out. I do writing tip videos. I'm a creative writing professor for Southern New Hampshire University, and I'm also a freelance editor, and I do a lot of like developmental editing and working with, people who are just getting into writing. So I absolutely love teaching writing. I also do just kind of like writing discussion videos and vlogs about my own writing. I would love to see more writing tag videos. Sarah Ella and I actually created a tag a while ago called the A Writer's Life for Me tag. I will link to that down below. If you're just seeing this and you're new to Authortube or Writetube or whatever you want to call it, definitely check out that tag and do it if you want to. It would be a lot of fun. Question 8. When did you start writing? As soon as I learned how. I think I used to write short stories and I used to write plays when I was like 7 or 8. Question 9. What was the first story you ever wrote? I remember writing a story in first grade that won an award. And it was about a fox, like a pair of foxes. I can't remember what they actually did or what the title was or really what the story was about other than the fact that they were foxes. Question 10. What authors have inspired your writing the most? I'm going to say on the fiction side of things, Anne Rice, who was kind of like the first author that I fell in love with when I was in high school. Jane Austen, whose prose I just really love. And then as far as young adult fiction goes, J.K. Rowling and Stephanie Meyer are huge influences on me just because of the way that they created stories that people really fell in love with in a way that I hadn't seen before. I also really love Rainbow Rowell. Question 11. Do you schedule your writing sessions or simply get to writing whenever you find the time? I have done both, but it really does work out a lot better for me, and I feel a lot better when I'm doing the first and I have a scheduled time that I write every day, even if it's just for 20 minutes. Question 12. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? I do most of my creative writing, novels, plays, anything like that, on my computer, obviously, because it's just easier to keep everything organized, and I can type a lot faster than I can write. But I keep a journal, and so I always, handwrite that, and I usually handwrite poetry too, because there's just something, I don't know, there's something about handwriting poetry and having it be more tangible that I really love. Question 13. What are you most looking forward to now that you're a part of Authortube? Well, I've been making writing videos for a while, but I am looking forward to it becoming more of a community and to getting to know more authors and writers on YouTube. So I'm going to tag Sarah Ella, Tamara Woods, and Alex at the Reading Puppet to do this tag. Oh, I will also link to the original down below. I can't, off the top of my head, remember who created it at this moment, but I will let you know down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos about writing. I also talk about music and occasionally books. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.